Good morning. Well, as you can see, we are setting up to paint. I actually got the spray booth on the table this morning. Now, I haven't hooked up the air hose in the basement yet, but I probably will. At least I think I will. When I was getting all my stuff out here, I realized that some of the pieces I have to mount on little mounting blocks yet. Almost everything is, except for, well, we got the little boats and we got those hose reels that we did recently. A lot of the parts can be sprayed all one color and then highlighted with some sort of accent color later. In fact, probably almost everything will be that way. I don't know if I'll do anything with the hose reels here. I think I might just leave them all the same color of gray. Now we're going to be using the 56, and this will be the first time that I will be using the Z9 or Z9 with the 24-200 millimeter lens, and the idea of using that was so that when it's zoomed back for perspective, as it is right now, you can sort of get a lay of the land, so to speak. But then when I put something small on the rotator and then zoom in, that's the idea of this lens, and it keeps the camera back quite a distance from my spraying. It's out of my way. I'm not going to be needing to worry about getting spray on the front of the lens. Now, mind you, I do have one of those clear filters on, so the lens itself would be protected. But I mean, hey, may as well be careful, right? Yeah, I've still got a lot to do here. I know that to one of the viewers, I had said something to the effect of, I'm going to try and muster my mojo. Well, I'd like to be able to say, I am so stoked. But I'm not stoked. I'm not an old train steam engine. Well, old anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm quite often talking in a negative way when I talk about painting, but we'll get at it. A couple of viewers have mentioned how the build on the Rodney seems to be going faster than it did on the Hood. I don't think it is, but maybe it is when I see all these little pieces that we've done in the last, month, I guess, since we started the Rodney. I can't remember anymore. Now, speaking of remembering, I had a funny thing happen this morning. I'm sitting down here and I'm thinking about the rollback, and I couldn't remember what we did in the rollback, and it kind of scared me at first because I thought, I can't remember what I did yesterday afternoon and last night. That's that would not be good. So I went to the computer here about half an hour ago and I checked to see what was the last file that I took, because I knew I would have all the files loaded in the computer if there was a rollback. Well, I didn't do anything yesterday afternoon, so that explains that. I'm feeling good again. I'm not losing my mind. Okay, all right. What can I show you here? I think that's it for this morning's beginning, and yeah, let's just recompose here, as I often say, and I'll get some of these little pieces mounted on blocks. because I do find it really handy if I'm zoomed in to be able to have something in a stationary position. Well, that's not stationary, I realize, but I mean it's not moving back and forth to the camera. Okay, let's just recompose here and try and get a little bit more organized and try and get my thoughts together. Now I'm sure you've all heard the saying that goes, no pun intended. Well, there sort of is a pun intended here. And it goes like this. On a brighter note, we had a nice sunrise this morning. Anyway, one of the viewers made a comment the other day and he said, any sunrise I can see is a good sunrise. And it made me think of a saying that we used to use way back when I was taking my flying lessons, and it went like this. Any landing I can walk away from is a good landing. Anyway, we did have a nice sunrise this morning. Must be about 3 or 4 months ago, one of the viewers was asking me, what is all this stuff hanging out of the back of my car? And what it is so I can plug my car warmer in. I don't think I ever responded back to him. I think I said something to the effect of, I'll show you. Oh, by the way, it's plus 8 Celsius right now. Now I'm hoping you can see it, but in the back here is a construction heater. It's I think it's 4,800 watts. It's about 5 times as strong as your normal car warmer. Now it will warm my car up and get all the frost off it, even on the coldest winter day. Now this winter I haven't really used it, but in about 20 minutes. And the idea of that hook is just to keep the whole thing from blowing back. Now the yellow cord that runs across the roof to the front, that's for the block heater, but all winter it's had the battery maintainer on it. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the front door or not here. Maybe I better get the shovel out here if I want to go to the front, unless maybe I can go around the front and come from that way. Yeah, the snow isn't as deep here. I just want to see if I can get my door open. This drift might not look like it, but it's a little bit maybe too high for me to step over. Well, I can almost get the door all the way open. I think another couple of days here and we'll be good to go. Be interesting to see if the battery maintainer kept the battery up. I'll bring the camera with me when we try to start the car. Okay, Now let's get back here. I wonder if I could get over that. Maybe if I hung onto the car here. If I fall down, call emergency, okay? Because I won't be able to get back up. Now, whenever I use my car, I have my dash cam going. And I keep the files in my computer, so it's pretty easy to check and see when the last time was that I used my car. And I just did here a few minutes ago. And it was a month before Christmas. It was on November the 25th was the last time I used my car. I used it to run to the store and back. And yeah, I keep all the dash cam files in the computer. I don't know why. Sort of a waste of storage space, I guess, but it's just a thing with me, I guess. In fact, I've got my video files that I took way back in my workshop years ago. I've still got them. I think I'm going to stop doing that pretty soon, though. There's really no need to be storing all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's quite a while ago since we used the car. So when I talk about, or sort of indicate it'll be interesting to see if it's going to start, well, I've got a good reason for being curious whether it's going to start or not, because I haven't started the motor for months. But as I mentioned when I was out there, I'll take the camera with me, and we'll just do these videos. They'll go to an old tractor or an old truck that they found in a farmer's backyard or something like that, and it'll be, will it start? Or can we make it run? Or something like that. Well, it's going to be almost one of those kind of videos. Will it start? I'm pretty sure it will. Anyway, every once in a while somebody will say to me, Ron, why don't you take a day off from the model table? Well, this is almost one of those days, isn't it? I mean, what have we done here? I may work at this a little later this evening, we'll see. It's not even 2 o'clock yet. I could go a little bit at it, but I just can't get going. I just can't get going. I think I will work at it a little later, and then we'll have a rollback tomorrow. And I'll remember tomorrow morning that we had a rollback. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm kind of a little bit worried because I should have remembered that there was no rollback, right? Okay, enough tomfoolery here. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.